I was, well, as you were and as others were, spent most of August at home, early days of September at home, and I continue to hear from Missourians about the impact, their concerns about the impact of the direction we're headed in health care. We're now at the one-year anniversary at the end of this month of the launch of the exchanges last October 1. The unpopularity of where we're headed continues to grow. Just 35% of the people who were polled by the monthly poll of the Kaiser Health Foundation released on Tuesday were supportive of the Affordable Care Act. Now, how could that possibly be that we'd be a year into this discussion and only have that level of support? Maybe it's not so surprising. Premium costs continue to go up. PricewaterhouseCoopers finds the average insurance premium for health care is going to rise by 8% this year. The president's goal was for families to be paying, in fact, his promised goal was for families to be paying $2,500 less, where it seems instead of that they're paying $3,000 more. That's a pretty substantial missing of the mark. So no wonder they're concerned about this. Healthcare.gov was supposed to have undergone lots of repairs, but we learned just last week that at some point, and my understanding of this is they're not exactly sure how much or when, but a major breach into that system to find out information that people had put there. People trying to verify their personal information so they can continue to have the coverage they have is a challenge. People having to submit all kinds of documents, citizenship, immigration documents, other documents to be able to keep their health care. Apparently, it'd be a huge imposition to have to prove who you were to vote, but not a huge imposition to have to prove who you are to have government-assisted health care. A new Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services report offers the latest proof that things are a problem by saying the combined effects of the affordable health care coverage expansions, faster economic growth, and population aging are expected to fuel health spending growth this year and thereafter to where we're going to see 6% per year, according to the administration, from 2015 to 2023. This is one of the things that happens when the government believes that it can do things that rightly people, we need to find better ways for them to have more choices and do for themselves. Hopefully this discussion will continue in a way that solves these problems and creates more choices for people, more opportunities for them to have the insurance they want, the coverage they want, what they believe their family needs and can't afford. And I hope we can get back to having that debate on a clear problem for millions of families in America today, as opposed to having the debate we're having this week, which is, again, to do things that our friends in the majority know can't possibly happen, but here without a budget, without a single appropriations bill being passed, without dealing with the problems that the country knows we should deal with, we're again going to spend the last 2 weeks we're here before the election voting day after day after day on things that can't happen. And the one thing we will have to do is one more stopgap effort to just keep the government funded after October 1, since we haven't done any of the other work to set our priorities and say what our government should be doing and what we can afford to do beginning October 1 of this year. It's a sad commentary on a Senate that's not working. I hope we all come back after the elections with a greater resolve to get back to the basics of how the Senate and the Congress and the country are supposed to work. And I would yield back.